Hi everyone, I'm Peter Hum, a reporter with the Ottawa Citizen, and today we're here in the kitchen of Raphaël Peruvian Cuisine on Elgin Street. We're here with chef owner Lizardo Becerra, and the reason for that is that he'll be competing in the Canadian Culinary Championship in just a few days here in Ottawa. So Lizardo, I was lucky enough to have your food back in September at the qualifying event for the championship, where you beat a handful of other chefs from Ottawa to win the opportunity to qualify. So can you tell me, what was it like there and then when you were up on, I guess at the front of the room, and they announced that you had won?
Well, thank you for coming, Peter. That day was very emotional and very meaningful for us, and as a team, I think we were all there. Like, we closed the restaurant, so I think the best feeling it was to see my team members lining up when they said Raphaël Peruvian Cuisine and we went to podium. That was the best. That was really, really meaningful to me. So yeah, very, very happy, very emotional.
And now the big event is just a few days away, so how are you feeling in the lead up to the championship?
Yeah, a little nervous. I cannot deny that we all feel a little nervous. This time I'm just going with my sous chef. So yeah, we're preparing in many ways for this final. And yeah, just trying to make our best, and also at the same time keep the restaurant busy and operating.
Let's talk a bit about the dish that you created specifically to qualify for the championships, because it's not something that's on your menu per se here at the restaurant. It's a salmon dish, and it has a very special escabeche sauce that you made for it. So tell us about your thinking behind that dish and what was involved.
Yeah, so our dish was called sockeye salmon escabeche. This sockeye salmon is very special. It comes from the Gitan Yao fisheries, which are north of Vancouver. We found this amazing fishery through our partners in Organic Ocean. They gave us a sample and we said, this is it. This is the winning product, kind of thing. And yeah, we discovered that the way that they kind of take care of their product and use their technique for the fishery, they're very similar to what they do our First Nations in Peru. So then we find that similarity, and they also share a lot of struggle, a lot of care about nature, because global warming and anything that goes against nature really affects First Nations first, than the city, right? And it's something that sometimes we oversee and we don't worry about. But amazing to see that these products exist and these people is behind them.
And tell us a bit more about the sauce that goes with it and its connection to Peru.
So so this dish, it tries to showcase a little bit of our culture. At the same time, you know, the connection that it has with Canada, right? So we're using this Peruvian dry peppers for the escabeche, and also to refine it, we have made a chicken demi-glace that it took lots of time to kind of have the perfect texture on the sauce, like the silkiness and the intensity that we require to make a good escabeche. But at the same time, using a lot of ají amarillo, ají panca, ají limo. We're dusting a little bit of ají limo on the crispy cracker that we're putting on top of our dish. We're making it hot this time because of, you know, seasonality. But yeah, so, you know, escabeche is a sauce that, you know, we have as something that Europeans brought when they came to conquer Incas. But yeah, then we start refining that and putting our own spices into it, and now after hundreds of years we have this amazing, more Creole escabeche sauce that is what we eat as Peruvians, right?
So it seems to me that it's very much drawing upon the flavors and inspirations of your home country, but it's very much a Canadian dish too in terms of the ingredients.
Exactly. Yeah. Using what we have available here, I kind of and using our memories and techniques, to create this kind of fine connection in between both cultures, is what make us this amazing dish. I think. Yeah.
So you mentioned seasonality was part of your thinking in terms of tweaking the dish a little bit. Yeah. You told me before that you as good as the dish was, that you've been working on trying to make it even better and talking to some other people around town. So without giving away too many secrets, can you, I'm curious to know more about what you've done to take something very good and make it even better.
Yeah. So there's two factors that we took in consideration to change it. And one of them, it was limitations. Last time we went with our whole team to the regionals. Now I'm just going with my chef, right? So now it's a way more reduced kind of skill power to plate, to prepare, to organize. That's something to keep in consideration. So we reduce a couple of items that we thought, they're not as impactful. And we switch as well some of those components, just to give it a little bit more present. And then in the other side, also seasonality. It's very cold these days, and I think next week it's gonna be even colder. So I think it makes more sense to make the dish hot instead of room temperature or cold like we did it in the regionals.
And so you're going to be assisted by, as you say, your
Chef de cuisine.
Your chef de cuisine, but also some Algonquin College students as well. And so you'll be a brigade of how many people?
So for the plating, I think they give us 2 students, but for the preparation of the grand finale, 3. So we have 5 students total.
And you'll be pumping out for the guests there. How many servings of your
For
dish?
the grand finale, we have 570 dishes that we have to prepare.
It's going to be pretty intense.
Pretty intense, yeah.
Okay. Now there are some other events that lead up to the grand finale on Saturday night. There's one event that has to do with wine pairing and one event that has to do with a black box with mystery ingredients. So what can you even do to prepare for those kinds of surprises?
One big preparation that we have done is for the black box competition, which is what it keeps us a little bit more tense, I guess, because we don't know what we're gonna have to prepare, right? So it's just we need to work on our emotions and on the surprise factor. So we had the opportunity to have some chefs in the city that offer the help and give us their kitchen to prepare some sort of what it will be that day, a black box competition. So that was nice of them, but also it give us the confidence that we need to prepare something in such a short time, right?
You haven't done anything like this before?
Ever, no.
Okay, well, first time lucky, I hope.
Exactly, yeah.
I've been lucky enough to have tried your food. I think now it's been about 5 years, I think, since I first ate some of your food and really, really liked it. But I know you've been in Ottawa for longer than that. You came here, first of all, to work for the embassy, and that was back in 2012, was it? So can I ask you just to talk me through what your time in Ottawa has been like over the last 12 years, and how you've moved up the ladder, I guess, to be working, first of all, at the embassy to owning your own restaurant here on Elgin Street.
So I came in 2012, and I didn't know much about Canada. So I've been discovering the country even until now. I got a little bit more used to the winter, but yeah, in terms of the culinary side, I always was very happy to work at the embassy, and I did it for 4 years. But I was always kind of taking care of the same ingredients, working with Peruvian ingredients, talking in Spanish, and I didn't have the opportunity to open up and to increase my skills in English, to understand a little bit of Canadian seasonality. So after 4 years, I took the opportunity and the challenge to be the sous chef at the Andas Hotel that at that time was opening. And it was an amazing experience. I learned a lot of seasonality, Canadian culture. I started to improve my English, and a lot of also organization, administration, and HR. Because I needed to lead a group of people. So that was very, very, very nice opportunity for me. And after that, inevitably, with the pandemic, we had to close pretty much every food restaurant business. So nothing. I started thinking, and after a year of like taking care of my kid and kind of making sure that we comply with policies of the government, I decided to open Raphaël Peruvian Cuisine. In that time, it was a format of express. So it was a takeout restaurant, right, at city center. And it was a challenge, but it was a fun experience. We got the opportunity to get a lot of media. You were one of the first ones that came and try our food and feature it in the Ottawa Citizen. And after that, just everything kind of started to went up. So, and then we got the opportunity to open in Clarence a pop-up restaurant that lasted 7 months. And it gave us the chance to see that, yeah, we're ready. We have a restaurant. We did nights of 100, 120 people there. We start creating the group. A lot of people that started with me there, they're still working now, which makes me very happy. And now we had the opportunity to move here at Elgin, in which I think it's been the best so far. We have almost 2 years. We're going to be 2 years in April. The neighborhood, the city has been so great with us. We have regulars. People keep talking about us. We have first-timers. They love it. They keep coming back.
Now, am I right? You're one of the few Peruvian restaurants in the city and the national capital region. So there are probably still quite a few people who don't know what they're getting themselves into when they're trying Peruvian food. So can you tell us a little bit, just as we're winding things down here, about what Peruvian food is like, what some of the big ingredients are, what some of the big flavors are, and what you're trying to express with it?
Of course. Peruvian food is very unique, and we get a lot of first-timers here, and they don't know what to expect, and it's so nice when they come, they don't know what to expect, and they go with a smile and they say, we're coming back, Now, Peruvian food is so vast, because we have one of the greatest kind of pantries in the world, which is the Amazonia, right? At the same time, we have another biggest pantry, which is the Pacific, right? And then we have a unique altitude that not many countries have, that allow us to have different roots, spices that just grow in that area because of the altitude, or they have certain characteristics that make them so unique, so tasty. So we have 3 major components that makes Peruvian products so vast and so unique. At the same time, it's been hundreds of years that we have a lot of influence of many other cultures, Europeans, Japanese, Asians in general, but at the same time, Middle Eastern as well, for just the nature of history. And it's been great how to see now how all those cultures impacted and influenced our culinary, and make what is now, I will say, one of the most kind of technique-driven foods in the world, and and it's so nice to see that, but also have the opportunity to be at that level and to showcase it here in Ottawa, a place that is really new for that, and it gives me the opportunity to be one of the first, just a lot of responsibility. So we try to put the bar really high, and yeah, we respect all the other restaurants that try to offer the same kind of culture, but us, beside being a Peruvian restaurant, we try to focus in have a higher level in what experience means. So you come here and you have unique dishes, memorable dishes, but also you have a great experience with service. We have amazing drinks. So beyond having a very tasty restaurant, we're offering an experience.